Hello, I'm going to show you a video of a fraud, a charlatan, a spirit healer who is taking advantage of sick people, Peer Usman Ghani. Let's read what he says about himself. I was given these healing powers around 32 years back by Allah through an enlightened spiritual person to heal people suffering from different diseases including cancers, immune disorders, stroke, Parkinson's, kidneys disorder, epilepsy, skin problems, spine and back issues, hepatitis, paralysis, and many others. By the grace of Allah, I've treated hundreds of thousands of ailing persons across the globe. People call me Peer Usman, but I'm not a typical peer or a charlatan. Nope, not a charlatan. Neither am I a healer that charges any fees. Right. I don't give or write ta'weez. My healing is through Quranic verses. He has various websites such as autismhealing.org, bloodcancercure.org, bonecancercure.com, lungcancercure.org, and so on. Clearly, he has money for an SEO team to hire the best experts on getting his name up for the top search results for these issues. He also has a hospital, Peer Usman Hospital, that is constantly fundraising for. What makes me so angry is that innocent people who are hoping for the cure, who kind of don't have any other options, they waste their precious time, energy, and money and put their faith in these people who claim to be helping others. These people will put themselves up on a pedestal and claim that I can help you, I can make you better. Don't worry if the doctor can't help you, I can help you. And yet, these people can't do a single thing for them. Check out this freaky video, how he cures individuals.
मेरे होने का जी कहना रशीद साहब होना का नहीं अच्छा ठीक है तुम समझ सकते हैं कि मेरी बहन हो मेरी अच्छा मेरी बहन अच्छा बहुत मेहरबानी इन्हों अस्सलाम वालेकुम बाजी खुदा हाफिज़ मेरी बहन.
He puts his heel in the hot oil that's been heated up and then rubs it on the back of individuals. Seems like he'd be better off giving them at least a hot oil massage rather than doing that, or a back rub. At least they would feel relaxed after that. He even does this to little children. Like in this clip, you can see what he's doing. He's doing this to a little girl. Awful.
ये बच्चे को टेस्ट चाहर जब फिर कुछ भी ऐसे रोएगा तो गरम लगेगा बस छोड़ कुछ भी बस उधर नीचे देखो सर
Now, the interesting thing is, on all of his websites, he claims he doesn't charge any money at all. But it seems like the trick is to get you to come regularly and then start asking for money. A lot of scammers do that. At this point, you're probably going through the motions and will probably pay him.
My name is Sheikh Yasser and I live in Montreal, Canada. My wife, she has got the breast cancer for about 5 years back. And when we know about PSAB, we went to Pakistan and we get dump from PSAB and all that. We have to get the dump from PSAB, and also we didn't do any chemotherapy, no radiation, nothing. But even we, our relatives become angry that you are educated people and why you are doing this old type of stuff, you know. There's doctors and everything, everything is available. Why you're going for the surgery? Why don't you go for the surgery or do the chemotherapy or radiation? And you are going to do, you are planning to do the suicide. You're not supposed to do that, but we don't listen to them, and we have got full faith and believe on Peace and Allah. Because of that, today, right now, my wife, she's 100% okay, without any chemotherapy, no radiation, no surgery, nothing. And that is really a miracle of Allah. When you say, where is Allah? This is Allah. It's a fact and reality, I'm telling you. If this is really, see, Allah is a creator, you know. Allah create everything. Then why we run after the doctors and all that people, you know? He is a creator. He create whole this universe, whole this world. He is a creator. We have to go to Allah to ask why we run after to the doctors and all that.
Okay, so this guy says that his wife got cured of breast cancer without any chemotherapy from 5 years ago, and they went to see this this Peer Usman. Interestingly, I looked this up, and it says that the study shows that more breast cancer patients can safely skip chemotherapy. So they're doing research now to be able to predict which are the candidates for which women don't have to go for chemotherapy. And they're saying that based on this groundbreaking study, that we can actually safely avoid chemotherapy in about 70% of patients who have the most common form of breast cancer. So the funny thing is, here we have research showing that, well, actually only about 30% of patients do need to go for breast cancer therapy, chemotherapy. And this guy's taking all the credit and it's like, yes, it's all me. I cured this lady. She didn't go for any sort of chemotherapy or surgery. I did it. I prayed on her. I did my stuff. And lo and behold, she got better. It's all because of me. But here we can see that actually evidence is showing that it's not actually everyone has to go for it. And as time goes by, we'll be able to properly identify. I find it funny as well that he's saying that, why do you want to go to these doctors? Allah is the creator of everything, so we need to go back to Allah. Well, Allah created all the doctors, and Allah also created the tools to help you to get better, and Allah also created the brains that we use to do research to learn about the cures for cancer and AIDS and all these other things. So that's why we've cured these diseases. That's why AIDS is on the way out. That's why cancer rates are dropping like never before, because of all the money and investment and research that we've done into these things. Nobody says, oh, I'm just going to pray and everything's going to get better, right? If your hand gets cut off, are you going to pray that you get a new hand? It doesn't make any sense, right? You can't just pray for these things to come back. Even Muslims know that you have to also take some steps to get better. As they say, tie your camel. It's not just about, praying and magically everything will be better. No. Yet we have these people that claim to have these divine, special, magical healing powers. And the guy is so emotional, and it's like, it's the same Allah that gave cancer too. It's not just Allah that cures the cancer. Well, the cancer also came from Allah. So how are you saying this is proof of Allah? How are you saying that this has increased your faith, right? Like, it's so silly, right? It's sad too, but it is what it is, right? I mean, people get desperate, and somehow, despite being educated, they throw out everything that we've gained as a humanity, as a society, as humanity, and they go back to like ancient superstitious rituals and voodoo magic and witch doctors and like, things that don't actually do anything, right? And it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I found this one testimonial about him being a fraud, slightly edited for clarity. Mem Saab wrote this public testimonial saying, I can confirm 100% that Peer Usman Ghani is a fake peer. We are a parent with 3 autistic children. We traveled all day to get to Tipton, UK for nearly 6 months every Saturday. It was a hell of a lot of waste of time and money. During this period, I saw many people with cancer and other illnesses. None of the people I saw there had any healing. The people with cancer, two of the women died during this time. I spoke to the parent of many autistic kids. They had not improved. We would have continued for 5 years, as we were told to come for 5 years to complete our kids' healing. But luckily, I met the Sikh lady who told me that Peer Usman had taken 700 pounds from her bank transfer in the name of healing. The Sikh woman was told she had cancer, although a hospital test confirmed it wasn't cancer. Another 2 women were also asked for money, but they refused to pay. He now lives in the US, and you will only see people in Tipton he appoints. After we completed 20 dam, I assume this means 20 sessions, we asked him for istikhara, which means prayer for guidance, and he said, your kids have healed more than 60% from autism, but you need to continue to go to Tipton for another 5 years. This is a great lie. My kids did not make improvements from autism at all. If they did, I would have continued to go, but thank God his eyes were opened by this lady and his claim that my kids improved 60%. I still have the voice message. I saw parents of an autistic boy who moved from London to Tipton just to have regular dam for the boy. He had also not improved in this long period I have seen him. This person will not ask you for money in the beginning, but at some later stage will choose the person. I saw some people very sick and traveling from very far away cities. He's making them suffer more. He is a criminal, a fraud. He should be arrested and brought to justice. Look at his luxurious lifestyle, how he self-portrayed himself in different videos. An uneducated man is fooling and looting many people with tricks. So we can see here that people are actually getting hurt by this, that they're moving to a different place. They're hoping for help for the kids with autism, for example. But we all know that autism is just the way that your brain is wired. People with autism sometimes have other strengths, right? They might be very good at math, or they might be amazingly good at something else, but they might not be good at social interactions, or they may not be good at reading people's faces. It's just the way your brain is wired. It's differently, right? It's a spectrum. So these people are expecting that they're going to be cured suddenly. It just doesn't make any sense, because you can't really cure autism, right? It's something that's in your brain. It's something that's you, if you have it, right? And the above story as well, you know, he said that 2 women died of cancer while they were being treated by this peer, right? I mean, he calls him a fake peer, but they're all fake, right? People are hurt by faith-based healing, right? Even outside of the story, you know, 6 people died after faith healing by the church and being told they were healed of HIV and could stop taking their medications, as reported in the 2011 Sky newspaper. More recently, in 2017, Rachel Pilland gave birth to a baby girl at her home with help from a midwife. After birth, the baby appeared healthy. However, the next day, the midwife came to the house and noted the baby Abigail appeared significantly jaundiced. Worried by the condition of the baby, the midwife requested that Rachel and Joshua Pilland take her to the hospital. Rachel used a hairdryer to keep her warm, and they prayed for their daughter while the condition deteriorated. When Abigail stopped breathing, he declined to give his daughter CPR. Instead, they prayed to God to restore their daughter's hearing. This doesn't make any sense that, you know, at this point, that they feel like, you know, this will just magically works. I mean, clearly they still use the car. They don't pray to God to magically, you know, arrive at the destination. So clearly this is like an extreme example of someone that's putting everything in God's hand and not depending on the medical system. And you have to wonder how they end up in such a situation like that, where it's so extreme. People where these type of frauds usually get away scot-free, but we can't let them keep doing so. Some of you are probably going to say, this has nothing to do with Islam. But let's be real. Religious beliefs are at the core of what allows people to get away with stuff like this. Even the idea of prayer is less dangerous, but is on the same spectrum as thinking people can get special divine gifts or healing powers from God. The idea of saints getting and making miracles is prominent in the Sufi community. They believe God chooses these people and gives them karamat, or special powers or blessings. We, on the other hand, have to keep fighting for rationalism. We can't allow people to get away with such quackery. The best way to do that is to continue to spread skepticism and rationalism. If you would like to help support me in covering the time and cost of making these videos, consider supporting me with a one-time donation on PayPal or monthly on Patreon. We can never take for granted that religious fundamentalism will go away. It can come back without any notice, as we have seen from the rise of the anti-vax movements and the flat earth movements and the rise of religious fundamentalism in certain places in the world, right? It can come back without any notice and catch us off guard. We need to stay strong and continue the fight for a world based on logic, reason, and rationality. That will be the world where people actually put the energy and money into actual science, actual medicine that works. I would love to get some support with editing my videos, and I can only do that if I can get more money on a monthly basis to be able to afford that. Currently, I have to spend a lot of time on the editing, and then I would love to spend more time doing research on the actual content rather than working on editing. With your help, this will be much easier for me, and I'll be able to get more videos out. For those of you who currently support me, thank you so much. It means a hell of a lot to me. With your help, I've been able to produce much better videos. I've upgraded my camera, which was something I had to do for a long time and I couldn't afford to do so. Finally, if you were defrauded by a faith-based healing practitioner, please share your story in the comments. This is Abdullah Samir, signing out.